Hey guys, Frozen Stag here, and welcome to a mod preview for The Elder Scrolls Total War 2.0. Now there are two different campaigns for this, which is the third era and the fourth era. The third era is set during the events of Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, while the fourth era is set during the Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim. Now we're gonna have a look at through the factions through the custom battle screen. As there's two different campaigns, and I'll show the differences between the two campaigns as we go in. But straight away, you will notice that there are different custom settlement moles on the campaign and on the battle map. So you can see the Clockwork City, Bethany Isle is one, Durrani Tower, Dragonstar, Dragonbridge, Grotwood, which I think is like it's over in Valenwood, yeah, Valenwood, and a bunch of different ones like Pale Pass, Sanctuary, Scourge Barrow, Tel Irith, and of course you've got the Imperial City, Solitude, Windhelm, Whiterun, Markarth, Ghost Gate, and a bunch of other little maps as well here. So let us begin, shall we, with what units you can expect for the mod, or the factions rather. So you have the Cyrodiil Empire, you have the Kingdom of Skyrim. You have the Stormcloaks, which I noticed is a spelling mistake there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because something that probably needs to be changed. Kingdom of Daggerfall, the Kingdom of Wayrest, the Clan of the Forebears, Clan of the Crowns, the Clan of Crowns, and the Forebears are the Hammerfell, two Hammerfell clans, while Wayrest is like Eastern Daggerfall, I think. And Daggerfall was obviously in Daggerfall. And I think the Stormcloaks, Skyrim, and that all speaks for itself. The Kingdom of the Orsinium, which is the Orcs. The Aldmeri Dominion, the High Elves. The Kingdom of Valenwood. The Kingdom of Palatine, and the Kingdom of Anaquina. Those two nations here are the Khajiit nations. Got the Clans of Blackmarsh, which obviously in the Blackmarsh. Got Great House Alao. Great House Indoril. Great House Telvanni. Great House Redoran, Great House Dress, Great House Stras, Great House Dagoth. Now, the Great Houses are all in the Morrowind, as you might expect. The tribes of the Ashlanders. Now, the Ashlanders are a bunch of little guys in forts around the outskirts of the Red Mountain. It's quite a cool little faction. Got the Hordes of Oblivion. Now, the Hordes of Oblivion, I believe, come in around 180, I think it is. So obviously spawning with massive armies and gonna be a pretty difficult nation to beat. And of course the undead as well, which we'll show when we get into it. However, we will start off with showing off the units first, and then we go through the third era campaign and then the fourth era campaign to finish off. Now, beginning with the Cyrodiil Empire. So first of all, you'll have the early tier units at the top, and you move down to the lower tier, not lower tier, so the higher tier, and then you go down to more of the cavalry bit, and then eventually after the artillery, you have the mercenaries as well. So, starting off, so obviously you got your basic normal legionnaire troops here, like the legionnaire spearmen. Those obviously the auxiliary cohort there you can recognise from Skyrim, and those two as well. And you got these guys which you'll recognise from the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, in when you go into the Imperial City and other places. I got the Blades as well, who are a very good unit. Attack 34, defense 36, hit points of 5. They are a very good unit, and that's only why there's 15 of them. And then you got the archer units here. Obviously this one here, the Imperial Legion cohort, which is the exact same names, but they're just different named under the brackets. You got Imperial Battle Mages, the Arcane University Mages, so your best major unit, your best mage unit. And you got the cavalry here, and the Imperial Bodyguards being the best. And the artillery. Now, in terms of mercenaries and stuff that comes through with events, you get these Skull Warriors. Events I'll cover with you in a minute, so once we get into the campaign. Skull Warriors, Blackwood Swordsmen, the Dawn Guard, you can get them. Roscrea Warriors, Blackwood Heavy Swordsmen, Knights of the Circle and all of the Lily, they're quite cool. The Knights of Iron, so like guys that serve different religions, like religious knights. Knights Mentor. Vigilance of Stendarr. The Sifrim are the Tsessi, I think, soldiers. They're like come from Akavir basically. Knights of the Hour, again, some more religious knights. The Armored Trolls as well. You got Skull Hunters, Dawnguard Crossbowmen, and the Sithim as well. Now moving over to Skyrim. As you can see, you can recognise a lot of these units from the Skyrim game. The Elder Scrolls 5 really. Town Guard and two-handed swordsman. Town Guard, pretty cool. And you got Null Plate once here, and you got the this is Null Plate. I don't know what I'm. This is just the steel armor, isn't it? Yeah. And then you got the Null Plate Warriors, who look pretty damn cool. And the Companions as well as a natural unit. I think that's pretty fantastic. Heavy Skyrim Archers, the Mages of Winterhold, Briarhearts. That's pretty cool to see as a unit. You got the Cavalry here. Null Plate Cavalry being the best. And you can recruit Bandits for mercenaries. Skull Warriors, I went through that. Reachmen. Obviously, you can recruit a range of different mercenaries, so some will come up. Say, you can recruit some that from the Cyrodiil Empire as well as from Skyrim or Stormcloaks in the same area. And then you got more the same. The Reachmen obviously a bit different, so the Reachman Cavalry, Briarhearts, we covered them anyway, you can get them as mercenaries. And Mammoths as well, that's a pretty cool unit. And then the Stormcloaks, which you recognise, obviously normal Stormcloak armour. Then you got the Armoured Stormcloaks here. These Snowhammers and Bonebreakers, Stormblades, who are much better armor. Companions as well, you can recruit them. Armored Stormcloak Archers, Icevane, which is your... Is that best? No, it's not the best archer unit. Then you got Mages of Winterhold as well. Mounted Stormlords, and then the mercenary rosters, pretty much the exact same, apart from the fact you can't get Reachmen. Moving over to Daggerfall, as you can see, quite nice units. Obviously, Daggerfall, some of these units, I think, not models, but the way they look, you might recognise from the Daggerfall game. Unfortunately, I haven't played the Daggerfall game, so I can't really be exact on that. But you might recognise a few from there. You got Dismounted Daggerfall Guard; they're the one that really stand out to me. Dismounted Breton Bodyguard, Daggerfall Guard Pikemen. And you got Daggerfall Guard Archers, and you got some apprentices here. Breton Magisters and the High Rock Knights, and you got more Knights of the Dragon, which look pretty cool. And then you got the mercenary roster here. You can get Free Company, Restless League. I think those are pirates. I bet it's pretty cool. And moving over to Wayrest, which is a little bit similar to Daggerfall, but look, obviously different ones. Wayrest Guard. They do have a little bit of a Dale vibe from Third Age. Dismounted Breton Bodyguard. Wayrest Guard Archers, so quite similar roster to Daggerfall. They got Breton Bodyguard Knights of the Rose instead of Knights of the Dragon. So Wayrest and Daggerfall, very similar roster. Yeomen, that's different. I haven't seen, unless I missed them earlier, but yeah, that's what you can get for them. Moving over to the Hammerfell Nations. So you got the Alakir Warriors, Forebears Swordsmen, a Dismounted Hammerfell Bodyguard, which look pretty cool. They remind me very much of the Immortals from the 300 movies, or the two of them. So they're kind of cool. Knights of the Candle, the Ragadar War Masters, they're pretty damn cool. You got some more cavalry, Hammerfell Bodyguard, Knights of the Horn, Knights of the Wheel, very nice. And you can get Alakir Warrior Mercenaries, which is cool. It's nice you can get them as mercenaries. And the mercenary roster is a bit similar. Moving over to the Clan of Crowns, you have the same sort of roster, apart from the Crown Warriors are different. Most of the same nations with the same culture will be a little bit similar. Cavalry-wise, most of the same. Knights of the True Horn, that's different. Crown Lancers, Cataphracts, that's a pretty cool cavalry unit. And you got the Alakir Warrior and the sort of the same mercenary unit there. I'm moving over to the Orcs, which have a slightly smaller roster than most factions. So you got the normal Mountain Orcs, some Orcrist Warriors, Orsinium units, so they're pretty cool. The Warriors, Halberdiers, and the Orsinium Heavy Warriors, very cool units. In terms of archers, you can get the Stronghold Hunters, Orcish Archers, and Briarhearts and Shamans for your mage unit. And then for mercenary wise, you can get Reachmen and Fire Swordsmen. And you can get the Falinesti Archers as well. So that's pretty cool. Alright, let's move on to the other part of the units, shall we? Okay, I'm moving on to the Aldmeri Dominion. So as you can see, very nice units. A lot of Valenwood troops as well. Obviously, Valenwoods are sort of merged with them and very closely related. Dominion Swordsmen. And you got the Aldmeri Harried Pikemen. Aldmeri Swordsmen. Saying Aldmeri Outmeri swordsmen. Eldenwood archers. These Eldenwood guardians are pretty cool. We got the archers, the Altmerry heavy archers, and you got the First Soul wizards and Sapiarchs, along with Justiciars and all wizards and Psijics. So they're pretty good. There's quite a good variety of mages with the old Merry Dominion, which I quite like. In terms of cavalry, you can get quite a few Dominion Cav and Old Merry Lancers. Horse Archers, cool as well. Eldenwood Hunters, and you can also get Riders of the Wild Hunt through an event. And you've got Battle Griffins as well, which I think is pretty damn cool. Attack 18, Defense 28. Very good unit, that. Very good to say. I quite like the fact there's a Battle Griffin in the Old Merry roster. That's pretty cool. And you got Sea Vipers, Male Merry Men at Arms. So they come from Pyandonia, which is like a continent, I think, a big island south of Tamriel. Orgrim the Eternal King, because he comes up for an event, and he's got his own like bodyguard, which is pretty damn cool. You got the Mare Merry Spears. You can also get Sifim here as well, Mare Merry Archers, and that's mainly it. Now moving over to the Kingdom of Valenwood, which have a very similar roster to the Aldmeri Dominion, apart from the Aldmeri Dominion has a bigger one, but this has less. So same sort of units you saw in the Aldmeri Dominion roster. The Eldenwood Warriors, that's a pretty cool. That's a bit of a hybrid unit there, with the shoots arrows and uses a greatsword. Eldenwood Riders, some more horsemen here. Riders of the Wild Hunt, definitely a cool thing. And the mercenaries down here, pretty damn cool. Very similar to the Aldmeri Dominion, like I said earlier. The Kingdom of Palatine, which is Khajiit. Now they look pretty cool. Orcrest Warriors look pretty cool. Obviously, Orcrest is down in the elsewhere. Sufre Wrath Spearmen, so they're pretty damn cool. Some Javanese. You got the Moon Archers, which are pretty cool. Khajiit Sorcerers, and in terms of cavalry, pretty damn good. And as you can see, they have a lot of Blackwood troops down here for mercenaries. Moving over to the Kingdom of Anaquina, very similar roster as you can see. Not too much is different if you look at this again, and just, don't have any Moon Archers. I think the Palatine has a better roster, I believe, but it's still pretty good. It's got the Nomad Mercenary, that's new for mercenary wise, and I think a bit more, yeah, much more cavalry. So that's cool. Moving on to the not Khajiit, sorry, the Aragonians. So they're pretty cool. Aragonian Men at Arms, Shadow Scale, so they're pretty damn cool. The Igatla. Arm with hammers, so kind of cool there. I got the archers here as well. Not too many archers though. Actually, no, this one's pretty good. Shadow Scale archers, they're pretty damn cool. You got the Exil Invaders. Okay. And you got the Tree Minders, and you got some Clan Riders, like a cavalry unit, pretty cool. And you got the same mercenary roster down there. Then moving over to the Dark Elves of Morrowind, with some of the rosters pretty similar, but you'll see as we go in. Halal Men at Arms, Morrowind Spearman Militia, the Evanheart Guards, that's pretty cool. Royal Guards, Halal Noblemen, Halal Archers, and you got the Silt Strider Riders. Bit of a mouthful. That's pretty damn cool. I remember seeing them in when I played the Dragonborn DLC for Skyrim. Unfortunately, I've never actually got around to playing Morrowind, I'm afraid. So I can't say I recognise too much from Morrowind. Which is a shame. But anyway, you got the cool cavalry there, that's pretty cool. I like the fact that those silts are actually in here as well, so that's pretty cool. In terms of mercenaries, you can get bandits, which are just bandits from Morrowind. Morrowind game. In terms of for the mercenaries, you can get the Factotum Adjudicators, which they appear in Clockwork City, quite a cool unit. You can get the Imperfects, which is the first Factotums. I think that you can probably recognize them as Centurions, really. This is what I would usually call them. And you can get the Factotum Arbalists. So yeah, pretty cool. You can get the God of Knowledge, Sofa Sil, and Galen the Shelterers. That's kind of cool. Moving over to Great House Indoril. So as you can see, quite a few Morrowind troops here. The Ordinators in Morning, they're pretty cool. High Ordinators, the Buoyant Armigers, the Hands of Almalexia. So that's pretty damn cool. Very powerful bodyguard unit there. Archer Militia, I got some more archers here. The Order of War Cavalry, along with the Strider Riders. Now, what is different here? I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's all similar before. Moving over to Great House Telvanni. Now, Great House Telvanni is unique because of the fact that they still do slavery, while the other Morrowind clans don't, to my knowledge anyway. Telvanni Spell Reavers, the Telvanni Wizards, quite a few wizards here. And do they have no, if I've got it mixed up, it's not Telvanni, it's Great House Dress that is the that does the slavery stuff. This faction does not. But anyway, let's move on to the final batch of units. And finally, the last of the units. As we've been going on about 10 minutes already with the units. It take a bit of time to go through because this has such a big roster. It's going to take me a little while to go through them all, I'm afraid. No, you got the Redoran woman, because the women are quite used to fighting as well as the men. Swordsman, Defenders of the Faith, so that's kind of cool. And you got the Redoran War Masters, some cavalry, obviously the buoyant troops again, that's pretty damn cool. More cavalry here as well. And for this, for Great House Redoran, because you bought a Dawn Guard, you can get access to Dawn Guard units as well, as you can see. Then moving over to Great House Dress, which is the slavers. So as you can see, you've got some dressed slave hunters. And you got your own dressed units, Javelineers, dressed bowmen, and you got the dressed spellweavers, the cavalry, and that's mainly the same really. You'll find the Morrowind roster isn't massive for the Morrowind factions, and the same amount of bodyguard, same amount of mercenaries. Moving on to the Great House Zadras, which has a little bigger roster. Morrowind, you've got some Zadras units here. The Narcissus Guard, the Zadras Crossbowmen, along with the agents and mage variation. Moving down to the mercenaries, so most of the mercenaries are the same because they also, I don't know if they do board the Dawn Guard, but they're quite close, so that's why they can recruit mercenaries there. Moving on to Great House Dagoth, which is a sort of an undead, undead Dark Elf faction, which we'll go into detail later. But you've got quite a few different units. You've got Dreamers, Corporate Stalkers, some pretty zombie units, Ash Zombies, Heavy Swordsmen, Dagoth unique units there, Dagoth Bodyguard, the Corpus Lame, Dagoth being his own bodyguard unit, which is pretty damn cool. I get some more ghouls and stuff. You'll throw stuff at the enemy. Dagoth Mages, Ashbourne, and the Ascended Sleepers. Now, if I remember correctly, the Ascended Sleepers are the guys. I'm pretty sure they're in the Dragonborn DLC for Skyrim. I'm pretty sure I fought one of them or two before, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure it's them. Then you got Akulahan, which sounds like an Aztec warrior, which is the giant golem, also known as the Second Numidium. So he's pretty damn cool. Attack of 45, defense 48. So he is fucking obese. Obese? He's a very OP. Not obese. Oh dear. I've been talking too long. Anyway, Tribes of Ashlanders. So this is obviously the tribal unit. Ashland Javelin, and not much of a big roster for them, but they're still pretty cool. Obviously, the Ashlanders and the Hordes of Oblivion and the Undead aren't really meant to be playable at all, and are not really meant to be playable. Now on to the Hordes of Oblivion. So this is something you're probably waiting for. Now, obviously, you can see Mythic Dawn troops as well. So they're basically just normal human troops with cults on with cult armor, which is, I imagine Daedric armor. Dremora troops here. Dremora Valkanaz, so they all look pretty damn cool. Look very, almost like demons, which I think is the look they're going for, which I quite like. Reminds me of Oblivion. Dremora Kinval Axeman, the Exivili, so that's like a giant guy. The Daedrop, so they're pretty damn cool. The Scamps, I remember them being a pain in the ass in Oblivion. My god, they kept throwing fireballs at me and I get round the way. It was annoying. Mythic Dawn Archers, Dremora Feindaz, Dremora Chol Mages, and Mehrunes Dagon as his own bodyguard unit. And I really liked it, and his stats are fantastic. Attack 45, defense 48. Fucking hell, he's a beast. Love him already. The Undead. Now, of course, you can get the Zombie Horde, which is just like, reminds me of the zombies from Dagoth. Or Great House Dagoth. Skeletons, Draugr units, Gloom Wraiths, they're pretty cool. We'll probably go through all this. The Volkir Swordsman, so you can get Vampiric units. And the Kalari Landsknechts, a Hammerfell Vampire Clan, that's pretty cool. The Resi Nightblades, the Montalian Grave Company, so that's quite cool. I love the fact they put in more Vampire Clans from other Elder Scrolls games as well. Some more Archers, the Sentinels, some Crossmen, so you got Spellwrights, Selenu Purebred, so more Vampires, Necromancers, that's cool. The Liches, so that's pretty damn cool to see. The Vampire Lords with his own units, that's really cool. Worm Cult Warlocks, I remember them from Izzy's videos of the Almeri Dominion, they were very powerful. And the Vorasive Blood Knights. So anyway, let's move on to the campaign, shall we? I think I spent way too much time at the units, so let's get on with the campaign. Here we are, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. Now, once you start a campaign, you will be greeted with a welcome message and a basic bit of context of what the hell is going on for those people that aren't, who are new to Elder Scrolls or the world of Elder Scrolls. Obviously, straight away, you will hear the theme song from Skyrim, and obviously not the main theme, but the one of the themes from Skyrim. Obviously, there's a lot of different sound themes that you will hear from all of the Elder Scrolls games. Obviously, you start off with the Emperor here, and this is you don't have a family tree for this. You do in some factions have a family tree, but not for the Imperials. And you obviously will have each custom voice lines and all sorts. And obviously this is what you can recruit from the Imperial City, what boats you can build, like galleons, caravel, and cog, and all sorts. So there's quite a lot of cool stuff added in, along with new buildings as well, so there's plenty of stuff to get stuck into. Obviously you have each general have their own ancillary and traits, so there's a ton of work gone into this, and I just think this mod is one of the, it's definitely up there alongside Divide and Conquer in terms of how fucking amazing this mod is. But anyway, let's begin. Now, obviously, the map itself is massive. It goes all the way here. Don't be confused by this bit, because this is, I think this is almost a tease, really, because when you look at the map for the first time, oh, is that Akavir? And you click on it, it's not there. You can only go to the C bit here. Now, this little island here, I think, is just, I think, for army to spawn in and stuff, I think. Now I'm showing you off the really pointless bits, aren't I? But anyway, let's begin with Daggerfall. Now, obviously, Daggerfall's over here. As you can see, they look pretty damn cool. Their own little city model there. Glen Point up here. Each settlement obviously will have their custom settlement model, which is fantastic. I'm not sure if they will always have a settlement model on the battle when you fight a battle with, say, Daggerfall. I don't know if that's going to be its own little model for Daggerfall. With some settlements, there will be, especially the ones I showed you earlier in the battle map in the beginning. That's Daggerfall. Now moving up to, we've got Fort Dargard, which almost looks like Fort Dawnguard. And obviously got more land, North Point up here and more of this, which is pretty cool. Got the Dyreni Tower, which obviously comes out of its own little explanation, which is fantastic. Oh yes, I will mention that all the factions and stuff will have a they're all going to have the same diplomacies all going to be sorted out. It's not going to be like base diplomacy at the start. Everyone will be neutral and etc. It's all going to be accurate for what's going on in the lore. So that's Dyreni Tower. Then you got Wayrest here, which looks fantastic. I like the look of that. And obviously, every settlement, every general and captain and all that for the faction will have their own little model here. So as you can see right there, that's fantastic. Moving over to Orsinium, which looks fantastic. I like the look of that. I did think it should be more mountainous, maybe like a part of the mountain, like a mountain settlement into like Khazad-dûm or something like that from Third Age. But I do think it's quite nice anyway. Either way, obviously quite a few strongholds around here. So the Morkel stronghold, and that's the orcs over here. Moving down over to Hammerfell. So you got what was this faction called? I've forgotten. The Forebears. That's it. So the Forebears are down here. Alakir Village. I don't really think it should be called Alakir Village. It should just be called the Village or something. Or the instead of Alakir, it should be just called or maybe it is called the Alakir Village, or just maybe call it Alakir. So Village as well. Of course, Sentinel as well, the capital, Hammerfell, I believe. And moving down to the Crowns, who obviously control this little bit here. Abba's Landing, Gillan, Laneborn, and Fort Roseguard, and all that. So that's pretty cool. And obviously border up with Cyrodiil. So yeah, Hammerfell's quite nice. There's a nice little island bit over here, and there's an island. There it is. Stros M'Kai. That's a nice little bit there. Heavy garrison though. But say if you were playing this Almeri Dominion, it would be a perfect staging ground for an invasion of Hammerfell. Moving inwards. Now we have Skald's Barrow, which is the undead. So obviously undead are spread about a bit. I think this is actually only some. I think in the 4th area they have a few more regions. I think, unless I'm missing. No, okay, okay. It's just Skald's Barrow for now. I'm pretty sure it might be different in the 4th area, but we'll have a look then. But yeah, the undead. Now, obviously, the Undead and the Ashlander tribe, which are over here, you can actually play as them if you want to. You have to go through the files and just make it so that and you have to go through the Desperat file and make it show that the Undead and the Ashlanders are in the playable section if you want to play as them. Now, moving over to Skyrim, my favourite place. And obviously, Skyrim being one of my favourite games to play on the Elder Scrolls 5, or the Elder Scrolls series in general. Castle Volkir is up here as well, that's pretty cool. Now, as Skyrim or any other faction, I think it's just Skyrim actually, if you take Castle Volkir, you will get Harkon. He will spawn in with his own army, and he'll basically become under you. So essentially, Skyrim can get vampires and stuff to Harkon to fight alongside them against their enemies, so that's pretty damn cool. Solitude as well, with his own model with the blue palace up there, looking amazing as always. We've got Dragon Bridge over here. Morphal as well, that's pretty cool, I like the look of that. Fort Dunstad, and obviously over here you got Karthwasten. Markarth with his own little model, fantastic as always. Fort Sunguard here. I love the textures of the trees, they look, they fit in with the snow, it's great. Rorikstead, and you move down to Falkreath, Fort Greymore, and Markarth, sorry. Whiterun here with the Cloud District and the that's the Cloud District, isn't it? Yeah, I get this mixed up. But anyway, Whiterun looks fantastic. What they could do really, and it's probably a little, I'm probably asking too much, it's probably the green. They actually probably changed the white in winter, but it's probably, I don't know if it's even possible to do, to be honest. Or they just move out, take out the green thing completely, but again, I'm probably asking way too much there. Riverwood as well here, that is pretty cool, like the little forest bit all around. Helgen as well. The Pale Path Ruins, which is full of Draugr. And you got the Throat of the World. You can got High Hrothgar, which is when you hover over it, it comes up with a little explanation of what it is. The Valheim Towers here, Ivarstead, and then moving over to Riften and the Fort Dawnguard as well. And obviously, if you're playing the Skyrim and you want to take Fort Dawnguard, then guess what? The Dawnguard, you get, I think you get a custom general. I think it's Ivan, is it? I don't know, because it might be different for if it's Fort Dawnguard in this time period. I'm thinking maybe it might be different. It might be a different general for the third area. But in the fourth area campaign, I remember a general popping up called Isvan, and obviously Isvan being the leader of the Dawnguard, and he had like a Dawnguard army, which is cool. And you can actually recruit Dawnguard units and vampire units from those settlements too. Windhelm up here, which looks pretty cool. Winterhold as well, I like that, and Dawnstar here. And that's mainly it for Skyrim. Skyrim obviously looks amazing. Love the way they've done this. And obviously moving over to Solstheim up here, obviously this period they're going to be owned, some of the settlements will be owned by the Imperial Empire, or the Cyrodiilic Empire. You've got the Skull Village as well, which could just be called something else instead of just Skull Village. It should just be called the Village or something, like I said earlier with the Alaki Village. But that's Solstheim. Now moving over to the Redrun territory, so Blacklight here, the Ald Valilfi, Genesis, I think, and then Silgrad, obviously bordering with Dawn. Obviously with the Redrun you can take out Dawnguard and get the Dawnguard units as well. So that's all pretty cool. I know you've got Krakenmoor down here as well. Now moving over to the mainland of Vvardenfell. So obviously up here you got Dagon Fell, you got the Ushiliku camp by the Ashlanders, and House Dagoth here with Dagoth as the capital. So they're essentially their capital is a bloody volcano. Obviously they have their own little models above, which look fantastic. And obviously got a fort outside as well. And obviously they're sort of trapped in with the Ghost Gate. So to break through with the Dagoth faction, you need to take out Ghost Gate. And you got some Alderun, I think, not Alderun. Caldera, and then you got this bit down here, Balmora, owned by the Halal, or Halalu. I used to always call it Halalu, but now I realise it's like Halal. I don't know, I could still be wrong. I don't know. Correct me in the comments below if you know. Ebonheart Castle, which looks pretty cool. No, you can't actually get Ebonheart units. Pretty sure you might as time goes on, but that's for you to check out. Okay, maybe the custom portrait needs to be worked on a bit there. And you got Vivek, which is owned by Indoril. And then you got some more camps here. And then moving over to Telvanni, which is over here. And they've got what's that Port Telvanus, which is pretty cool. And a bunch of, I love the little models and like the mushrooms, it's really cool. I like that a lot. Sadr of Mora. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And you got this bit here. Then moving down here, you got Necrom, Selen? Yeah. It doesn't have a garrison. That should probably have a garrison, unless it's like a script that somebody attacks the Indorils, I don't know. Mournhold as well. I like the look of this. That's kind of cool. It's a nice little centerpiece. It almost looks like the Imperial City, but like just way more towns and stuff, way more houses all around, which I like. So yeah, it almost looks like the Imperial City just because of the middle bit as well, which as you can see, a little similar. Anyway, so Mournhold, off Rensis, Ebonheart is his own little city. That's pretty cool. Then you got the Hemlin, Narcissus, and down here you got the House Dress. They got Tia as capital, which is pretty cool. So yeah, nice just to see. I thought it was like a custom sound or something, but I don't know. Moving down, you got a bunch of rebel settlements here. Fawn as well, which has a massive rebel army here, which is huge. And then you got Stormhold, Alton, Coromont. Then so there's a lot of rebel summons here. I think it's to represent that the clans or the Aragonians need to reclaim their reclaim their country. So moving down here, you got Archon, Lilmoth. Oh, I know that music. I love that. I just love to listen to music in this. It's like first time I'm playing Skyrim again. So yeah, onto the Aragonians. Got Soul Rest, Moon March here, Rock Grove, Green Spring, Gideon, Moff Gideon. And so yeah, that's the Black Marsh and all that area. And moving over to Cyrodiil. So we'll start here. You got Fort Double Cross, and then you come over here up to Leowen. Now, interesting. I don't know. I used to think that that bridge would block any fleet coming up and down it, but you can actually go through it. That's actually really good. Say if you play as, let's say, the Palatine and they want to invade the Imperial City, you can get a boat and go all the way up here. Unless you get blocked. No, you can go all the way up here. Oh yeah, you can. You can go all the way up here and just invade the Imperial City. That's how powerful that is. That bridge bit is. Because I did think they would have blocked it off, but unfortunately they did not. Which could be a bit of a down part, which could really kill the. Could really struck a massive blow if a fleet just sails up and takes the Imperial City. Playing as Almeri Dominion, take out your rival as the Almeri. Or the High Elves, and just that would really decimate the Imperials there. That would be such a strategic move there. Anyway, Border Watch, Bravil, I think it is. Fort Nassau, quite a few Fort Cuptor here, so a lot of big fort areas. Cheydinhal, you ever hear the tragedy of Cheydinhal? Yes, I remember that. If you don't know, you get like it's a spirit thing. It follows you around if you're in the Dark Brotherhood, and he talks about Cheydinhal and all that. It's Lucian something, I can't remember. Such a long time ago since I played Skyrim. I really need to go and replay the game. But anyway, that's a discussion for another time. Bruma as well, Cloud Ruler Temple, which is home to the Blades. So obviously the Blades have their own unit. And Joffrey as well, you may remember from the Oblivion game. And you can recruit these a lot. The upkeep and they're very expensive. But they're good units. And moving down to the Imperial City, which looks fantastic. Way and Homestead here. But the Imperial City, fucking hell, this looks amazing. You got I think it's the Mage Tower there. And then you got the Prison Tower, unless that's the Prison Tower there, and I'm pretty sure that's the Mage Tower, and that's the Prison Tower. And obviously the Imperial City. Just have a moment to look at this. Like, the tower is amazing. All the stuff, the Fire's Pit there, that's just fantastic. It's beautiful. Amazing work. Absolutely amazing. Moving on to the Coral. And then moving over to Fort Dirk, Skingrad. And then moving further west to Kvatch. Fort Such, Anvil as well. Kvatch, I remember the Siege of Kvatch from the Oblivion Crisis. That was I think your character in Oblivion becomes like the what was it? He becomes like the hero of Kvatch, doesn't he? Yeah, that's pretty key there. And then moving, you got Fort Homestead and Bravo and all that. Then moving over to Elsewhere, so you can see quite a big desert bit here. Then move over to the grassy land down the south. So as you can see, Orcrest, which is the Orc City. You can see worships of Malaka. That's another thing. The religions as well: Imperial Pantheon, Jack KJ, Tribunal Temple, Necromancy. So quite a few different religions there, which is all very nice to see. Again, the amount of work and dedication in this mod is absolutely incredible. So a huge thanks to the developers. Definitely amazing work. And so you've got Dune there, and Aquinas. Dune reminds me of that film that we never got to see in 2020 because of the virus. Rip. So that's the Anaquinas up here, the desert Khajiit. And you got Rinmen here, which is a big garrison. So I think the big garrison's there just to stop other factions like the Imperials just taking it easily, which makes sense. The Stitches, that's kind of cool. And moving down here from Corinth to the Moon Path as well. There's a mission, a mod mission for Skyrim, which was like the journey to the Moon Path or something like that. So that's kind of cool to see that's here. Also, the Moon Path is an actual thing, it's just down here. Dunkari Walk, and Delvolk, Central here, and the Halls of Colossus. So that's kind of cool. Not too sure on that. That's well, you can read that if you like. But let's just say about the giants apparently. Okay, I'll read that at another point. But that's kind of cool. Of course, you can pause the video to read that if you would like. Tenmar, Portnu, and Torval, which is the capital of the Palatines. So that's pretty cool. And now moving over to, I was going to say Vardenfell, Valenwood. I didn't notice earlier, I didn't actually, when I said Valenwood, I didn't actually, what was the faction called? I think I didn't actually say who the faction was, but Valenwood stands for itself, you should know where that is. Former Gate as well, that's pretty cool. Home by Necromancer, sadly. Falanesti, which is the capital, Volkwason, Sylvanar, so quite a few settlements here. And quite a few rebel ones as well. Eldenroot here as well, that's pretty cool to see. And then you got the South Point, sorry, not Southport, I think Haven, so it's obviously the Almeri Dominion occupy a bit of this. The Almeri Dominion this time period isn't actually allied with Valenwood, they just have outposts out here, or colonial settlements, I guess. Greenheart over here, and you got Woodheart here as well, so quite a few owned by the High Elves. And moving over to Alinor, or the Somerset Isles, which looks fantastic. First hold here, as you can see, they have started with quite a decent fleet, and because the Almeri Dominion are quite powerful. Skywatch, I said Skywitch then. Skywatch, sorry. Shimmerine, Dusk, Arkan, and Cloudrest, and you got the Old-Mary Watchtower, the Crystal Towers. That's pretty cool. That's like the High Elf Tower, which acts as a watchtower as well, which is cool. Almeri Town and Sea Keep, Cloudrest, so it's very nice there. And moving over to Alinor, which is the capital, which kind of reminds me of King's Landing a bit, with the whole high up mound and like the Red Keep and the main city. It reminds me of that. But I must say, Alinor does look really good. I love the way they've done with that. Even that settlement over here, that's pretty nice. Well, yeah, the High Elves looks good. They've got their own ports as well. So that is the third era. My god, I spent 17 minutes going over this already. Christ. Again, the mod of this size will take a considerable amount of time in this video, so I do apologise for people who expect this video to be quite short, but unfortunately it is not. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the third era. So around turn 180, I believe it is, or 100. It's turn. I think it's 180 or 200 or 140, somewhere very late in the game though. So at least towards at least above the turn 100, definitely. And obviously the Hordes of Oblivion spawn. So some will spawn around the Imperial City. Some will spawn up here, some will spawn down in this area by Tanev. Some will probably spawn around here as well. So that's what the Hordes of Oblivion is. Right, but I will let you guys discover the Hordes of Oblivion for yourself. But anyway, let's move on to the fourth era campaign, which should hopefully be a little shorter, because obviously the fourth era does have a few changes, which is obviously the Bombay changes over here, which I will show you in just a moment. And now the time has come to check out the 4th era campaign. Now we're going to be previewing it as Skyrim, just because I want to show off Skyrim a bit, as they are one of my favourite factions in the whole Elder Scrolls universe. And you can see quite a few different boats here, which is cool. Some you might Ladia, I'm pretty sure that was pretty sure that's Nordic, I think. So obviously Jarl Bolli here, you can recruit Wascareer Warriors, which is an island apparently. I'm not sure where island that is. It's first of yeah, it must be, okay, it must be like up here this way then. Up here somewhere. But that's kind of cool. But anyway, the High King, obviously Skyrim will have its own family tree. High King Torug as well, which is the faction leader, of course. This is just before the events, I think, just before Alduin attacks Helgen and all that stuff happens. So before Torug's death, of course. So yeah, that's where you can get that. Skyrim with Solitude you can build kind of stuff. This is all the different buildings, by the way. There's quite a few to look at, and that's something for you guys to check out as yourselves as well. So you can see, he's got quite a few ancestors and traits. So you got Housecarl, Athene, I think. That's Jarl of Solitude, Nordic Sword, Hiking of Skyrim, etc. So yeah, it's pretty damn cool. And he has got his son, which I didn't realise he had a son. I don't know if that's just put into the game because of how the whole you need a faction heir for a faction to work thing. So that might be why. Actually, no, you don't always need a faction heir for a mod to work. But that, I'm not entirely sure Joel Bolly is a made-up character or he is actually his son. But I'm pretty sure Tori didn't have a son because otherwise his son probably would have been Jarl. But they might just be there for balancing reasons, probably. But anyway. Now you will notice that the orcs have been sort of, what's the word? How can I say this? Been migrated to the east, or been forcibly migrated, I think, to Mor Kazgar. Which, if you may remember, I think pretty sure was it Mor Kazgar, the settlement you go to? Is it? No, it's down here. No, so New Orsinium, because the previous Orsinium over here was taken over by the Kingdom of Wayrest, which I believe is like here. So they've been pushed over here. Got New Orsinium here and Dushnik Yao. Yeah, Dushnik Yao. That's a fort you go to, not more. Or can you go to Mor Kazgar? I can't remember. It's been such a long time since I bloody played Skyrim. I really must go play it. I certainly shall. But yeah, that's the orcs. So they've been moved over. Scouts Barrow is still here. Now, obviously, you will notice that Skyrim has been split in two and are currently in a civil war. Now, you don't actually start off at war of the Stormcloaks just yet, but obviously it's about to happen. The AI would do it anyway, because of they're different. No, the exact same culture. I don't know why that is the case. Or maybe as the script comes in, it makes Stormcloaks and Skyrim go to war, but I'm not sure. So Dawnstar, Winterhold, all been controlled by the Stormcloaks now. Again, very nice. And you got obviously Stormcloaks have their own thing. Thane Galmar Stonefist, very nice. He's a really good general, Jesus Christ. 10 stars, damn. It's very good. Anyway, Dark Water, I'm pretty sure that was there before. Riften, Narzulburt, I'm pretty sure there's been a few more changes to settlements because of obviously because of some stuff that's happened. They've probably reduced the settlements, I think, or just for balancing reasons or whatever. I'm sure you can ask the developers yourselves. But anyway, moving over to, yeah, there's been a bit of an incident at Hammerfell, fucking the dark, what the fuck, for goodness sake, Vvardenfell. There's been a bit of an incident. As you can see, everything's been upshifted because of this. Obviously Dagoth isn't here. You will notice that what's a new faction? Sidras, that's a new faction. What's his name? What's the name of that faction that was here before? I can't even forget these things. That was fucking hell, what was it? You're gonna correct me in the comment section below, but what was it? Halal, that was it. Great House Halal. Now I remember. Anyway, as you can see, obviously the Soul Slime is split into two little nations. You got the Tilvarni's come over now and taken some of it. Raven Rock is obviously owned by Redoran. And obviously the fort that was originally here is gone. And we've got the villages as well, it hasn't changed. So obviously, as you can see, Redoran's stuff has changed quite a bit. They've obviously moved more settlements in the west, which is cool to see. And yeah, I like the way they've done that, really. And obviously this bit here is like the disgusting water you can't drink. Wow, that's cool. I do like the fact that they've actually kept it as a region. So you can actually no, you can't, I don't think. I don't think you can even get to Ghostgate. So essentially, it's impossible to take this region here. But anyway, Dagon Fell, Voss, Firewatch, Lufanus, Port Tilvanus is in the same hands as it was before. Moving down over to Indoril as well, which has obviously been quite moved about. Obviously, with the volcano, if you look look back at the previous Third Era map and then look back at this, you'll see the obviously massive change. And obviously, it's pretty damn big. So obviously Ebonheart was like here somewhere, it's gone. So I really love the attention to detail there with how everything's changed. Sidras is obviously down here. They are new Morrowind faction. Morrowind, that's it. Why did I call it Vvardenfell? That is Vvardenfell, isn't it? I think it's called Vvardenfell and Morrowind. my lore of Elder Scrolls isn't the best, I'm afraid. I mean, it's alright, but yeah, it could be better. Anyway, Dress is over here, and obviously still got some rebel summons. They obviously lose Tia, so they've been sort of moved north. Mainly, probably because of the Aragonians have started pushing up a bit. So as you can see in this campaign, the Aragonians are much, much stronger. And this is actually a part of their land, apparently. So yeah, that's the Aragonians. They've got quite powerful. And then obviously moving over here, I completely forgot about this. Sorry. Brayrest is mostly the same. Durrani Tower that actually has a settlement next to it now. It didn't before, but that's cool. But obviously, because they've like taken out a few settlements from the ruin of Morrowind, they've obviously moved a few about and added some new ones in. So that's pretty cool to see, and reduced a few elsewhere, I imagine. But yeah, so that's Brayrest for you. The Daggerfell has moved up a bit further up a bit. They're quite good. And obviously, Hammerfell, the set Hammerfell really is pretty much the same, really. I think maybe a few more new settlements, and that's about it. But obviously, other than that, Hammerfell is very similar. Anyway, obviously move on to the Cyrodiilic Empire. As you can see, their borders doesn't change much apart from the places they had elsewhere. It wasn't in the Cyrodiil. So they're obviously quite different. However, obviously they're still a shadow of their former selves since the Great War. Because obviously it's set after the Great War. For obviously those who aren't familiar with the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, it's set after the war, and obviously the elves won the war in the end and beat the shit out of Skyrim. Cloud Ruler Temple, as you might notice, is not here because that was, I believe, destroyed. I think, and obviously the Imperial City relatively the same, obviously with new management, and obviously up here is relatively the same. Oh, I completely missed that. Largashbur and Orc settlement there is here. That's cool to see. I remember Largashbur, but you have to like get a Daedric heart or something. It's like you have to help them get a killer giant or something like that and get some stuff. I think, if I remember correctly. From my knowledge, but that's cool. I completely missed that. Sorry. Moving over to elsewhere, most of it's the same apart from this faction controls Orcrest now and controls some other areas. That's cool. And obviously down here, the Palatine faction own a little more than they did before. No, I'm pretty sure they're the same, mostly. Down here, as you can see, the Aldmeri Dominion own the same stuff apart from they took Marbrook. Over here, Silvernar, which is owned by the Valenwood, they have most of the same stuff as before. Yeah, there are 4 more Gators, still got Necromancers in it. And looking over at Alinor, or the Somerset Isle, as you can see. Did I call it Alinor before? I called it Alinor before, didn't I? Bloody hell. Yeah, I'm very tired today. Alinor. Not Alinor, it's actually the Somerset Isle, it's not Alinor, silly me. But anyway, that's the Aldmeri. Look very nice. Obviously, same borders, very similar, really. I think that's different, but anyway, the diplomacy is different. Obviously, Cyrodiil Empire currently is allied with the Aldmeri Dominion, and yeah, that's the deal. Cyrodiil Empire still has some allies. They don't have allies in Hammerfell anymore, and they don't have allies over in Morrowind anymore as well. Daggerfell. Oh no, the clan of Forebears is allied with the Crown of Crowns. So they're basically Forebears and the Crowns are defensive, basically allies. So that's makes Hammerfell kind of united. And the Orcs are still hanging on there. The Aldmeri Dominion obviously have allied with Valenwood and both the Khajiit nations. Is nations really the correct word to say? It should really just be called factions, not nations. I think I've been playing too much Hearts of Iron 4. And obviously Black Marsh and Morrowind is all very neutral. And obviously, I can't believe I had to say this, but obviously the Daedric faction isn't going to turn up on this at all. For anyone wondering. And the Ashlanders as well, they're not here either. But anyway, that's pretty cool. I really like this. I think it's amazing mod, honestly. My final thoughts now. Fantastic mod. Amazing. I think there's so much work has gone into it. The battle map models, custom campaign models, the map as well, amazing. The amazing attention to detail. The factions all look unique. Each faction will have their own event and stuff. Oh, that's something in the events, wasn't it? So, with the Aldmeri Dominion, you get an option to to do the Wild Hunt, and you get Hircine, and then you get like that content in the south. You get some units from there, and obviously you get the Akavir one as well. So that's the bit of a rundown of the events. But I'll let you guys all discover that for yourselves. But yeah, my final thoughts: amazing mod. is fantastic. Just the amount of work is incredible. I cannot wait for some more the future stuff for this mod. I think it's definitely gonna be more coming. I'd like to hope anyway. But then other than that, it's just amazing. The unit models as well, amazing. Obviously, you know, it's a 2.0 version, so it's pretty polished. But obviously, there will be some more updates as time goes on. Obviously, just the scale of this map is just amazing. How much work has gone into it, it just amazes me really. But yeah, the units as well, amazing looking units, massive rosters which I like, and what else was it? What else was really stood out to me? I guess settlement models as well like that, custom portraits as well. That's cool, but the amount of map, the look of the map as well, it's just looks fantastic, really, to say the least. But anyway, what I would love to see, I think for Eldrazi, I'm probably asking a bit too much from the modders and all that, and you know I tend to do that. But I would love for like for them to do like DLC maps. So let's say like an Akavir DLC. So it's like the whole map is just Akavir. So Akavir is its own like area, and essentially that you get like the Akavir factions. That'd be really cool. Of course, there's not too much written about Akavir, so there's not much you could really do to make it historically accurate. But it would be cool if you had Akavir as its own like an Akavir DLC. With just the Akavir map and on its own with a bunch of factions. That'd be kind of cool to see if it did that. I would love, definitely, it would be cool to have some more factions. Of course, I'm probably asking too much again. But maybe some more factions would be cool. I'm sure you could probably add in the Kingdom of Shornhelm. That's a faction, I think. Not sure if they're around in this time period. But it's with all the Rebel settlement space, I'm pretty sure you could add in some more factions. I'm not entirely sure. Because I'm pretty sure they're under the faction limit, so they definitely could fit in some more. And obviously, I am aware of the Elder Scrolls unofficial patch. That's the thing as well. So they've done a lot of what Elder Scrolls Total War hasn't. So there's a good chance that they will let the Elder Scrolls official team do that, do other stuff. And obviously, different time periods as well would be amazing, like the time period of the Elder Scrolls Online, and that would be cool to see. And obviously, some more time periods would be great. The Great War time period as well. Again, I'm aware that the unofficial patch has done those time periods, but I think it would be cool if the actual team for this actually did it as well. But of course, you can just load up the Elder Scrolls unofficial patch and just play that with a different time period. But I still think it would be cool if the actual team actually did that. But I can see why they would not, considering the Elder Scrolls patch has already done it. But anyway, I think I've probably talked a hell of a lot today. I'm probably going to have a rest, I think. Because I've just been non-stop talking about Elder Scrolls for like the last hour. So, this probably is quite a long video. Again, long video. You know, things like this will be a long video, especially with a massive map like this. The amount of detail in this is so much for me to talk about, so obviously it's going to go on for ages. But yeah, I hope you've made it to the end nonetheless. But yeah, I would love for them to do different scenarios and maybe add some more factions in, and just that I think that would be really good if they did that. But also, I can understand why they wouldn't if the Elder Scrolls unofficial patch has already done it. So there's a good chance that my my suggestions will fall on deaf ears, because there's just no much point to them really. But I thought I'd just say it nonetheless, because I still think the Elder Scrolls Total War, this in particular, should have its own like different scenarios and stuff. Also, you could also do like provincial campaigns, so like a campaign that's just set in Skyrim. That's something I guess you could do, but then again, there wouldn't be that much factions and stuff to do. But yeah, I'm just bewildered by this mod. It's just, yeah, the detail again, just so much stuff I can say about this. It's just fantastic. But yeah, obviously units for the factions that aren't even playable, like the Daedra, they just look incredible. The Undead as well, the units you can get for them, again, beautiful units. So yeah, huge amount of work. I probably will cover the Elder Scrolls unofficial patch at some point. I'll probably put in the poll suggestions. But anyway, the week from now, you will have a poll which will go up for the next showcase, and then a week later you'll have the install guide, and a week after that you'll have the mod preview, and then it repeats itself essentially. It's how I'm working it out. But anyway, that is it for this mod preview. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I apologise if I do have gone way too long, but unfortunately there's just so much to talk about with this mod. But anyway guys, that is all for now. I thank you all very much for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and farewell.